Alright. Let's head out. That was a good enough rest.
Huh? Can I help you?
Let's see here. Where am I going? Alright. Suppose I can just walk.
Yes?
Not too far.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Let's see, this way.
Hear my words, O
You're not
fighting
from
people
here,
of this
are you?
holy city.
I heard you
A
talk.
miracle has happened, a miracle that must have been due to its sheer.
Alright, up there, I think. Where am I going again? Heartlands. Alright, Northern Heartland.
Sit on their asses and hope things settle themselves. Idiots.
Yes?
Excuse me.
Walk blessed, friend. Where are you headed?
Could you tell me something about these tell me something about these creatures? Myriads? Could you tell me something about these creatures? Myriads?
About myriads. What is there to tell? They're beautiful animals, majestic and wild, and dangerous if you're unlucky enough to run into an untamed one. In the time before the Blood Moon Revolt, a long time ago, tame myriads like this one here was a really rare sight. Nowadays, though, they're pretty common, at least here at Enderal. Pity, somehow.
Why pity?
Ah, I guess that sounds stupid, but I sometimes long for the times my grandfather lived in. Being a myriad warden was far more prestigious back then, and even feared with sublime or keepers. Nowadays, well, you can guess. Riding a myriad has become as ordinary as riding a mule. But, who am I to complain?
I see. And how exactly does the flying part work? How do the myriads know where to go?
Oh, well, that's hard to explain. They communicate by clicking sounds. I, as a warden, have been trained to hear them, but you probably can't. And through those clicking sounds, I also tell them where you want to go, before you mount them. Obviously, that only works for routes that the myriad already knows by heart.
Alright, well, I need a flight.
Sure, where to?
Take me to the Northern Heartland. Alright, here we are. Oh, then. I believe it was over this way. Check my map one more time. Just over here. Shit. Nope. Hell no. Hell no. Come on, just keep it at a distance. Wasn't too bad. It's not over yet. Shit. Oh, do I have a potion? Where's it at? Keep track of it. Where'd it go? Shit! Come on, almost. that's the last one. Get up here. Find the Slashiri. I think this is the place. Alright. Look around. Water breathing. Could come in handy. Death spark. Steel sword. Is that any better? Get rid of this. Yeah. Let's use that. There we go.
Shit! Get away from there! Now!
Oh.
By the prophet's ass, 1 second later and I would have been scraping your remains off the floor. What in blazes are you doing here anyway?
What the hell was that? And where did you suddenly come from?
Let's put it this way. I know how to hide when I don't want to be seen. And concerning the explosion, you stepped right into a Kyranian dust crystal. Get a little too close and wait a little too long, and you'll have your ass blown around your ears by an explosion that would put any cannon to shame.
Right, okay. I was sent by a mage named Constantine. Are you Lashiri?
Lashiri? Oh my. The fellow really isn't one for names, is he? I'm Lashari, but never mind that. At least it proves you're not lying. Anyhow, I hope you're not the backup I asked for. I was hoping for someone more, impressive. No offense.
No, not exactly. Constantine said that you could perform some kind of ritual on me to help me control my magic.
Is that so? Indeed. You have some uncontrolled magic inside you. And quite a lot of uncontrolled magic. Not bad. I've never felt anything like this before. Very well. If Constantine insists, I will perform the ritual on you. But it'll have to wait, since I'm up to my neck in this shit, as you've probably noticed. Short version or long version? Which do you prefer?
Give me the short version.
We got ambushed. Why and by who, I have no idea. But I'd guess they're mercenaries. They must have found a hidden entrance, because one moment, I was upstairs and inspecting our mules. The next, I'm down in the ruin to find it flooded by these fuckers. Now, here's the thing. All my scrolls and the artifacts we've been searching for are still down there, as are my assistant and his Enderalayan colleagues. And before you ask, yes, you can help me. You'll have to, actually, if you want me to tame your magic. I wouldn't have a chance fighting the mercenaries by myself, but the two of us might be able to do it, provided you can defend yourself, which I'm quite sure you can. What do you say? Are you ready?
Exactly how many mercenaries are we talking about?
No idea, but I don't think there are more than a dozen. Also, they don't anticipate any resistance, which is to our advantage.
Alright, let's go.
Fine, then follow me. And keep your weapons ready. I think I just heard footsteps down there.
Alright.
Shit, you were right. Get them. Damn you! Just a scratch. Oh, shit.
Alright. If you don't mind, I'm gonna search their bodies real quick.
Stabbed like a pig.
Alright.
Hang on. What's this? By the prophet's ass. I don't believe it.
What?
They're orders. My assistant, Sev. It seems he's the reason these fuckers managed to take us by surprise.
You have my sympathy.
Save it for Sev when I shove this staff up his ass and fire a thunderbolt.
Alright. Keep going. Which way?
Shit, can you smell that? That's fire. So, these guys really are trying to destroy our research. We have to do something. You're adept at magic, right? Take this spell and use it to put out the fires. If I'm right, the mercenaries are trying to destroy the stone fragments, and we have to stop them. You take the lower part of the ruin. Try to save as many stones as you can. I'll take the upper part, and when it's all done, we'll meet here again. Oh, and one more thing. If you should find my assistant Sev down there, try to take him alive and bring him to me. I want to take care of him myself, okay? Then let's get going.
Alright. Let's see here. Fire extinguisher. I should eat a pumpkin real quick. Or head down. To make sure I'm fully ready. Alright. Try to save these stones. Just put out this fire. Shit. Damn. Okay. One. It's down here. Need more.
Be brave! Hey, over here!
Shit!
What are you waiting for? Help me, damn it! Put out the fire!
Go. Come on.
My Malthus, I'm dying here! Help me!
Yeah,
for
just give me a
goodness
fucking
sake.
second. Damn it. Shit. No potions. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Just a little bit more. I'm out. Alright, one more. Where are you at? Damn it. On potion. Some ambrosia. Okay. Okay. Where'd this guy go? Damn it. He's gone. Don't have time to worry about it. Alright. I'll stay back. Damn. Man, I'm running out of time. Come on.
Wait, someone's there.
Damn it. Back.
He'll gut you for this!
Just stay back.
Die, you bastard!
Up here, there's a moon carrot. There we go. Damn it. I'm... Okay, let's move. No, I gotta kill this last one. Can't just leave them here. There. Alright. Didn't save all the crystals, but did what I could. Wasn't ready for that.
Well, I'll be damned. That's what I call good timing. I take it you were successful? What about the fragments? Did you save them?
Some of them, yeah.
Well, I guess that'll have to do. Thanks. What about Sev? Did you find him?
I did, yeah, but he escaped.
Fuck. That little shit. I was hoping I could make him tell us who's behind all this. Well, whatever. No use crying over spilt milk, I guess. What's your name, anyway? Amidst all this, we didn't have time for formalities.
Ace. Pleased to meet you.
You're pleased? Well, that's good to hear. I actually had the feeling that I was a little rough on you. Sorry for that, really. Sometimes I just have a short fuse. Anyway, let's talk about the reason you're here. For starters, tell me how you managed to get the old ranter to trust you. That doesn't happen very often.
It's a long story.
I've got time. Uh-huh. So, you're saying that you learned all this, the magic, the swordplay, in such a short time? That's fascinating, to say the least. And these visions, if I understand correctly, you foresaw the death of the two apothecary?
Yeah, and I know how crazy all of this sounds.
It does indeed. But hey, who am I to judge? Here you are, the mysterious stranger who appeared out of thin air and, without much fuss, took out an entire group of sellswords. And even better, now you tell me that these skills come from studying magic for only a couple of weeks, and that you can see the future. You certainly are full of shit.
I beg your pardon?
Not you, sorry. I mean, I just had a strange thought. But no, that would be crazy. Way too unlikely.
Well, unlikely isn't a stranger these days. What do you mean?
Well, I'd like to speak freely, but I'm bound to my agreement with the Holy Order. However, I will tell Constantine and old Aranthiel about my theory. And you will probably have to be patient until the latter decides to put you in the picture. Sorry. But if my idea is correct, then we'll be in a position to really kick ass. Anyway, hold still for a moment. Ready? Alright, let's do this. Don't worry, it'll just tickle a bit. Fuck! Are you alright? That wasn't on purpose. Really.
A little warning next time, Jesus.
Sorry, as I said, I didn't mean to do that. I have no idea what just happened. The ritual isn't exactly harmless, but normally you shouldn't feel more than a weak tickle at most, regardless of how it goes down. But, maybe this has something to do with the strangeness of your aura. I already said this, but it's so different.
Not the first one to tell me that. What exactly do you mean?
It's hard to explain. Somehow complex and cold, maybe. But hey, I'm probably just out of practice. It worked, and that's what matters. Your fever will now settle down to an endurable level, and maybe even vanish if you're careful. And now I suggest you return to Constantine. I will get the stones to safety in the meantime. You need anything else? If not, see you later. We're going to meet again. I can feel it.
Alright then. See you around.
Take care.
Damn. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's just return to the Sun Temple. Found a couple of those scrolls back there.
This is holy ground, Outlander. You don't belong here.
Why's that?
I don't know, but I think
Come on. This'll have to do.
about the tome he wanted you to transcribe.
Ah, I thought... Well, never mind.
That's better.
By the way, have you seen
Let's
this
hope he
woman
knows what he's
Vietnamese
doing. Where
mage
is
woman?
this supposed to be?
Pegas, or whatever her name was.
Let's head inside and let him know.
Huh?
I would rather never do that again.
This just doesn't make any sense. Unreliable.
Now, if it isn't the prodigy, well?
Lushari performed a ritual on me. There were some, problems in Old Russian Guard.
Yes, I know. She's already told me everything. Good work, even though part of her report seemed to be a bit enthusiastic. But I'll leave the judgment to Aranthiel. He wants to talk to you anyway. Seems you've caught his interest.
I'm not sure if I want to be part of all this, whatever it is you're searching for.
Oh yes? Well then listen carefully. Lucy probably hasn't told you, but the ritual was as dangerous for her as it was for you. In other words, she and all of us have risked a lot for your healing. Also, she seems to see something special in you. Heck knows why, but she does. So at least have the decency to listen to what Aranthiel wants to tell you. He is in the Emporium of the Temple. Just tell the guard who you are, and they will let you in. Ah yes, before I forget. My dame Lucy has left a token of gratitude for you. It's your choice. Do you want a book, an old map, or a bag of pennies?
Give me the book.
Very well. Now get a move on. I'm sure we'll talk again later.
Yeah. Alright. I guess let's go see this Aranthiel. Guess that's the least I could do. She didn't tell me there was any risk to her. Oh, I guess it makes sense. So I was kind of foolish to assume it would be just fine. Alright, in here?
It is a suspicion, Teela. And to send an entire division across the sea because of a suspicion is madness.
We need to find out who sent the mercenaries.
Suppose I should wait until they're
This
done.
Pegast said that they were after the Signet Stone, and if they succeed in getting hold of it next time, then the Black Guardian alone knows how to stop the cycle.
The cycle. Listening to you talk almost makes me forget that all this fuss here is merely based on some bad dreams you and your Neremese friends had.
The threat is real. Deny it as much as you like, but deep inside, you feel it as much as I do.
Teela, you're a commander, and a commander doesn't care about feelings, but about facts. You have made this mistake before, Teela, back then in Kira. And we all know...
The mission will happen. I'm sorry.
Nice place.
You have a visitor.
So, you are the prodigy everyone is talking about. Interesting. I am Teela Aranthiel, son of Lorius I and Grand Master of the Order, and I'm honored to meet you. What is your name?
Ace, you wanted to see me?
Yes, and I will come straight to the point. You are here because I believe that you are special. Humanity faces a threat that needs to be stopped, and to achieve this, you are indispensable.
You're talking about the Red Madness, aren't you?
Among other things, yes. I do not need to explain to you that the present situation on Veen is chaotic. The wars, the living dead, common people who are losing their minds, to name only the most obvious. What most people are not aware of is the connection between these events. You, however, have encountered it, as have I.
The visions, so... you know where they come from?
I do. And I will explain everything to you. What it means, who we are, and what your part in all of this is. Come, follow me. Maybe you already know who I am. My entire life, I served the gods who ruled Vin, until their death 2 years ago. What you probably do not know is that the one responsible for their death is my son, Narazul Aranthiel. He hated the Lightborn because he believed that they robbed mankind of their right to freedom, so he strived to overthrow them. He found followers, formed an army and declared war on them, and thus on me, a servant of the Lightborn as well. It all ended in a battle 30 years ago, which Narazul won. He killed every single survivor except for me, and locked me in a dungeon on Nerim. I still do not know why he spared me.
But you managed to free yourself.
Yes, after more than 30 years, when the death of the gods made the magic around the prison disappear. And during my escape in the northern mountains of Nerim, I also had them for the first time. The dreams. I always saw the same glaring, terrible light. Heard screaming, and I felt like I was burning up from the inside. And above all, like a veil, there was the knowledge of imminence. At first, of course, I dismissed these dreams as the delusion of a man close to death. So I concentrated on making it through the mountains somehow. 2 days after my escape, I was completely exhausted, and I would have died if a former acolyte of my son had not found me.
An acolyte of your son? But weren't they your enemies then?
Yes, but he did not recognize me, and brought me to their headquarters instead, an old monastery in the mountains. The others were aware of my identity, but for whatever reason they did not kill me. Maybe because they thought that the death of the Lightborn had made me insignificant. I do not know. Still, even after my recovery, the dreams continued. At first I doubted my sanity, but after some time I told the leader of the mages, Constantine, about them. And he said something that I'd never expected. I was not alone. He, as well as many others magically gifted on Vin, dreamed the same dreams. And the more we talked about the matter, the stronger our suspicion grew, which has now turned out to be the truth. The dreams, they come from the same place. They are a shared memory.
A shared memory? You mean the dreams originate from, what, a common mind?
A collective subconscious, yes. I know that you can feel it too, and probably far more intense than we do. But like you back then, we were not able to make sense of the images. So we went looking for answers in the remains of the civilization that was before us, the Pyreans.
Thus, the excavations, like an old Russian grot. What did you find out?
3 things. First, there were many civilizations before us and before the Pyreans. Maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. Second, the history of each civilization unfolded and still unfolds according to a pattern. They emerge, they blossom, and at some point, at the apex of their existence, they simply disappear without any trace. And third, everything that has happened in the past years, and which is still happening, indicates that this disappearance lies ahead of us. We are part of an eternal loop, a cycle, and our cycle is approaching its end.
I admit that the world has seen brighter days, but isn't this a little bit too much of a leap?
I see why you would say that, and I've felt the same way for a very long time too. But there came a moment when we simply could not deny it anymore. We began to study the history of the Pyreans more intensely, and the parallels were extraordinary. In its early days, the Pyrean Empire was split up by a disaster, just like Vin was split up by the Starfall after the reign of the Eterna. Also, the Pyreans had a ruling caste who declared themselves gods after the catastrophe. The 2 castes of the Sun Priest. They, too, ruled until they were overthrown. This overthrowing was followed by an outbreak of wars and chaos. And then, just like that, the Pyreans ceased to exist. They knew it was imminent, but they could not prevent it. They called this event the Cleansing.
And where do I come in? Where do these visions and my powers come from?
Well, this is the reason why we need your help. Not only episodes of history recur within every cycle, characters do as well.
Characters recur?
Yes, the Pyreans call them the emissaries. They emerge very shortly before the cleansing occurs, like a law of nature, an answer to the Red Madness. And I am one of them, as are you. While I take on the role of the ruler, you take on the role of the prophet.
I'm supposed to be a prophet?
It's just a description. Call it what you will. But without doubt, it is the truth. Your story matches the descriptions perfectly.
And why me of all people?
I do not know. Firespark the Mage has told me your story. And even though your fate is tragic, unlike me, you were insignificant before your change. So maybe everyone can become an emissary, or we simply have not understood the pattern yet.
I play a role, does that mean something is controlling me? Controlling us?
No. As I already said, the emissaries simply appear at the beginning of the end, like pieces on a chessboard. We are determined by our skills. How and to what end we use them is our choice.
And what defines this prophet?
On the one hand, your power. You carry the potential to master any skill within a fraction of the usual time needed. I assume you have already realized this. On the other hand, your ability to look into the past, and therefore into the future.
Into the past and therefore into the future? What do you mean?
Your visions are a window into the past. And as every cycle is based on the same events, it is a window into the future as well. You can feel the thread this world is woven with. And because of that, you can see things that have happened, and thus will happen again. This gift makes you indispensable to us, and it is why I want your help.
Why do you think we can overcome this cycle in the first place, after hundreds of civilizations have failed?
That is the wrong question. The correct question is, what alternative do we have? To wait and die?
Alright. If I can help, I'll try to do so.
Good. However, there's one more thing before the actual work begins. I want you to join our order, and to do so, you have to pass a test. A trial.
What kind of test?
It is the trial the novices have to pass in order to be exalted to the role of a keeper. Only the best students of the Squalor are allowed admission, and even though you have not been a novice, I want you to take it too. At this very moment, 2 novices are on their way to the testing grounds. I have informed them about your arrival.
You already informed them? How could you know that I'd agree?
I had a hunch. Let us leave it at that.
Very well. Where can I find them?
At the border to the Heartland, near the Whisper Wood. They will be waiting for you there. Take the Myret, talk to Signet Master Bartar, and hand him this package. And then follow his orders. Ah, one more thing. It might be self-evident, but keep your knowledge about the death of the Lightborn to yourself. I do not believe you can do any real harm, but in the worst case, path-abiding people will consider you a heretic. After the cycle has been stopped, we will deliberate upon how we deal with the matter. If and how we tell our people about it. But not now, that is for sure. Now, leave. The sooner we can dispense with this formality, the better.
That's a lot to take in. Prophet, huh? I'd be lying if I said I liked that title.
This is holy ground,
But
Outlander.
at the end of the day, I
You
guess
don't
it is
belong
just
here.
a title. And it does match up. I have been able to do things that I shouldn't be able to learn things quicker than anybody else should realistically be able to. I've had the visions, though whether they're memories from a past cycle, that's...
burst into tears.
I don't know. But as of now, I don't really have a choice other than to go along with this. After all, if the world is ending, I happen to be one of the poor souls that live in it. So I guess I have to do my part to save it. Anyways, I guess let's take this trial.